Oh, Canada, what was that loud noise going across the country? Was it thunder? A train? No, my friend, it was the sound of 4 votes. 4 tiny, amazing, democracy-filled votes that made the big boss of world banking, Mark Carney, fall flat on his face. That's right. Canada's very own borrowed banker who became a mistake maker just got totally beaten in Windsor. Yes, Windsor. And the mess afterward? Oh, it's not just a small splash. It's like a huge storm coming, and Pierre Poilievre is ridding it like a real Canadian hero with a coffee in one hand and Canada's rules in the other. You'd think after years of putting on political shows, Carney would have seen that Canadians are tired of his know-it-all, carbon tax bossy preaching. But no, our guy thought he was walking into Ottawa with a special glow like Moses coming down from a fancy mountain with a briefcase full of smarty pants rules. Instead, he's now the main character in a very public, very embarrassing story of thinking he won too early. Windsor Tecumseh, a place the Liberals treated like their personal political playground, a place where it seems Mark Carney thought voters would just bow down to his central banking charm. But instead of winning big, he got a landslide going the wrong way, a recount, a court-watched checkup, and after all the fuss, all the looking again, all the drama, he lost by 4 votes. Not 400, not 44. Like the number of times Canadians can stand hearing green transition before their coffee gets cold. And this wasn't just any checkup. No. This was watched by Judge Ross McFarland, a man whose judge clothes were basically sewn by Liberal hands. A Carney-approved, Ottawa-blessed gatekeeper, and yet even he couldn't make up the fake votes needed to save the Liberals from their own stuck-up attitude. Oh, the joke is practically glowing. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you like this stuff, please take a second to like this video and follow the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without following. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the follow button? Great, thank you so much. Now, back to the video. Let's talk about those mail-in votes, shall we? The great Liberal safety blanket. We were told they were safe, clear, beyond question, like the holy cup of left-wing democracy. And yet, during this recount, returned envelopes, missing names, votes that didn't match sign-ups. Trust the system, they said. Well, the system just had a nervous breakdown on live TV. Now Carney stands like a wax figure melting under the heat of being looked at closely, holding onto the pieces of a minority that looks more like a soft idea than a real power. 1 seat, that's all he needed for majority. 1 tiny seat, but thanks to Windsor and the anger of the quietly mad voter, that dream has been torn up, stepped on, and gift-wrapped for Pierre Poilievre. Let's cheer for Pierre, folks. The man of the hour, the minute, and probably the next 10 years. While Carney was busy fixing his fancy shirt buttons and writing LinkedIn posts about including everyone in money measurements, Pierre was out there, boots on the ground, meeting Canadians, talking about real problems like rising prices, grocery costs, and the fact that no working family can afford a heater pump and an electric car, while also feeding 3 kids and paying house loan rates that look like phone numbers. You want to know the difference? Pierre listens, Carney lectures, Pierre shows up, Carney shows slides. Meanwhile, in the West, Danielle Smith is basically leading a full-blown political fight, Alberta style. She's holding news meetings, passing laws, showing independence, and giving the middle finger to the bossy disaster that Carney and his downtown Toronto think tank singers have tried to pass off as leadership. And the people, they're noticing Alberta isn't just leading the fight, it is the fight. Let's not beat around the bush. Carney's hold on Parliament is now shakier than his money predictions. Every law he suggests must pass through a tunnel of bold opposition. The Conservatives smell blood The bloc is sharpening its knives. Even the NDP, the Liberals' trusty armrest, is suddenly sitting up straighter, pretending it wasn't cuddling the government just last week. The cozy backroom deals are dead. Committees are now war zones. The budget process is like a hostage negotiation. Welcome to the fighting arena, Mark! And let's not forget the voters. They're all heroes of this drama. The 4 silent rebels of Windsor who walked into a voting booth and accidentally started a national movement. They didn't tweet, they didn't chant, they just said nope to the lying, to the grocery bills, to the PR tricks pretending to be government. 4 little votes dropped like pebbles that started an avalanche. Now across the country, Canadians are paying attention. They're seeing the cracks in the Liberal machine. They're watching as the myth of Mark Carney, the banker savior, the global whisperer, falls apart faster than his talking points. No more excuses, no more panels, no more "we're working hard." While rents go up and savings disappear, even the Liberal loyalists, the ones who used to swarm social media like taxpayer-funded bees, have gone quiet. A CBC is blinking in Morse code. The talking heads have run out of nice words. You can't spin this, not when a court-reviewed, judge-certified recount says you lost. You lost and Canada just got a taste of what it feels like to win again. Carney's world dreams, oh, they're cooked. This was the man who once dreamed of UN jobs, G20 influence, a throne at the World Economic Forum's elite roundtable of head nodders, but the world doesn't listen to leaders who can't even carry Windsor. Carney isn't Canada's answer to Macron. He's Canada's answer to a confused LinkedIn influencer who accidentally applied for the wrong job and now won't leave the office. Let's be real, this man didn't win a mandate. In 2025, he borrowed fear and rented power. It was all smoke and mirrors, running on slogans like safe hands and green future. Well, Canadians couldn't even afford to turn the lights on. A government chosen not out of love, but out of tricker dread. And now that dread is eating its own tail, the recounts aren't done. Oh no, baby. They're just getting warmed up. Quebec and Newfoundland are eyeing their own close calls. A handful of flips, and Carney's entire team collapses like a rickety IKEA cabinet. One more seat, and then it's time for no confidence. Time for a snap election. Time for the curtain to close on this Liberal stage show. And here's the best part. Carney has no defense, no Trudeau charm, no backstory, no public trust, just a resume and a head full of buzzwords. The moment he starts losing seats, even his own team will smell the rot and start swimming for lifeboats. Get ready for whispers of replacement, for rogue MPs talking fresh direction, for Pierre Poilievre to stand at the podium and say, "I told you so." Oh, and the internet. It's a battlefield now. TikTok, X, YouTube, every corner of digital Canada is lit up with anger. Recount Nation. Every vote matters. Videos going viral of citizens looking at the votes more carefully than Elections Canada. This isn't just political, it's cultural, it's a digital wildfire, and no press release from Carney's office can stop it, because you can't data manage your way out of this. You can't pivot, you can't rebrand. You lost by 4 votes because Canadians are finally wide awake, and they are absolutely done with being lied to by a guy who thinks being good at central bank talk makes him the voice of the people. Meanwhile, Pierre, he's ready, rallying the troops, sharpening the message, standing by Canadians who've been ignored, taxed into poverty and told their worries were backward, while Carney preaches to panels. Pierre's preaching to people. This recount wasn't just a numbers event, it was a reckoning, and it's not stopping. The Liberals are not just losing their unraveling thread by thread, vote by vote, recount by recount. So if you're watching this, if you're nodding along, if your grocery bill looks like a down payment on a car, if you're tired of the elite lecture circuit running this country, then it's time. Speak out, share theme message, tell your neighbor, tell your MP, tell Mark Carney that Canada is not a hedge fund. It's a democracy, and we're taking it back one vote at a time. And if Carney is still dreaming of a global stage, he better wake up fast, because the only stage he's heading for now is Thione, where Pierre Poilievre is already holding the mic, and trust me, he's not sharing